Hi,
Yeah.
everybody. Welcome back to MJ Comix. I'm your host, James Knack, and I'm joined by a special guest this evening, stroke afternoon, Nate from Whole Year Comics. Welcome to the channel, Nate. Thank you so much for joining us.
James, thank you for having me. That intro was that was slick, man.
That's all right. I absolutely, I love your intro. So like that little graphic at the beginning. But
Oh,
one of the things that I really like about your videos is the jokes in your intro. Uh, they're they're not they're very witty and funny, to be fair. So
well,
congratulations.
thank you. Yeah, it's I'm glad that lands sometimes because sometimes I'm just not sure.
No, no,
But
it adds a bit of personality to your video. So 100%.
thank
Um,
you.
so, but thank you everybody for watching. Tonight we're going to talk about a few topics. We're going to delve really into like who is Nate, why did he start his YouTube channel, what does he collect, the comic book community awards, and how they what they mean to him. But yeah, so stick around. It should be a good show. How are you today, sir? You okay?
I
No.
am excellent. I am excellent. I'm having a great day. Today I am a teacher, and today was my last work day. My last student day was yesterday. And so today I just kind of had to go in and finalize a few things in my room, and I don't have to go back for many weeks. And so I'm really excited.
So what do you plan on doing with your 8 weeks off?
Well, I've got Heroes Con coming up in 3 weeks, and that's really been kind of all I can focus on since I bought my tickets because it's
Yeah.
it's gonna be so much fun, but it's kind of like an expensive trip that I'm planning. About a 10-hour drive for me, and then the hotel room and all of that. But I'm really excited because I have connected with so many people through YouTube.
Yeah.
Different other people who have their own channels, and we stream together. There are guys that I talk to every day, like we live right by each other, but we don't. So it's just really exciting to have a chance to get to hang out with them.
Yeah, that's for me as well. That's what I kind of take away from this whole experience is the people that you meet and the
Yeah.
interactions you have. You really do make you really do make some good friends on this platform. So it's a good way of interacting with the comic book community. Well,
Which is
just
which is crazy to me. Like, I did not think that that was going to be a part of it,
no,
almost at all. Like, I didn't realize that. I think it's very rare I don't think video game creators, form friendships like this and work together like this. Not to the volume that you see in the comic book community. It does seem to be a very unique space.
yes, yeah. It's crazy just thinking about uploading a video onto YouTube that you'd actually start interacting with other people who are
Right.
putting content out there, and even the people who are in your chats and
Yes.
contacting you off the scene. But we'll say a quick hello to the chat. See who's
Okay.
in there. Hello. But we've got Derek. Thank you so much, Derek, for joining us this evening. Really appreciate it. We've got our ever reliable JSS Brooklyn. Thank you so much for joining
Hey,
us.
JSS.
I'm not a fan of the. Hold on, let me change it to that. That's better. Um, yeah, so we've got JSS Brooklyn. Thank you so much. JSS Brooklyn is a really good moderator of ours, along with Gemma and Mike. So thank you so much for that. He's put your link in the chat for anybody who wants to check out
Yeah.
your YouTube channel and Instagram. He's on it.
He moderates all my stuff too, which is
Brilliant.
he is so good at it.
So
Thank you.
he's on a double shift tonight, then, isn't he? Technically, if he's
I'm not hosting anything tonight. I am a guest on a few other things, so
oh, okay. Oh,
you won't have to moderate me.
that's because you're on you're on a couple of streams afterwards, aren't you?
Hmm,
Which is cool.
Yep.
Please hit that like button. That would be very much appreciated. Thank you very much. Um, we've got Brian LCS. Thank you so much for
Hey,
joining us,
Brian.
Brian. We're just talking about you backstage.
Hmm,
All good. Don't worry. Um,
At least mostly good.
Mostly good, yeah. We've got Gemma, my wife, Gemma in the chat. Thank you. She's always there. Thank you. We've got good old Mike Cecilia back from GemCon. He's been a Gem Mint Collectibles mini con at the week over
Oh,
Memorial Day weekend. So it looked like he had a good time. He FaceTimed me while he was there. And there were a place called Collector Zone. and it was just statues and collectibles all over the place, and it looked incredible, absolutely incredible. Um, and we've got, is anyone else in the chat? We've got Amanda. Thank you so much for joining us. But
Cool.
what I'll do, Nate, is just get the icebreaker question out the
Okay.
door straight away. But it's quite simple. Who is Hull Yeah Comics? Who is Nate?
I'm Nate. I live in Indiana. I'm a teacher. I'm an elementary school teacher, and um, I I don't know. I'm a reader. I'm a collector of a whole lot of things, but I decided to start off by focusing on comic books because it's
Yeah,
probably, the thing that I have is definitely the item I have the most of, and
yeah,
I have a ton of interest in it because like I said, I mean, I am primarily a reader when it comes to books. Like I collect for a whole lot of reasons and a whole lot of, different little like subgenres and things, but I think anybody who collects does. But for me, it always does come back to, for the most part, an enjoyable story. I can definitely
yeah.
color outside the lines when it comes to other things.
So, to be fair, that was one of my questions later down the line about reading and collecting. But your channel, you're currently at 400, and I think it's 403 subs. I think.
Cool.
Let me just bring that up. 403 subs, 96 videos. Um, and to be fair, your logo is really good, and like I said, your intro is really good as well. Did you do that yourself?
I have, I have friends that I have grown up with, and so the music for my channel is made by my brother-in-law,
Oh wow,
and the art is done by another friend that I've had for many years. He is an artist in Portland, Oregon,
yeah,
and so, I just kinda I it I reached out to them for things, and I do all the editing and compositing and things. I do that with the materials that they give me. Um, but yeah, I'm not I'm not an artist. That's not who Oh Yeah Comics is.
So, how do you balance then, like being you said elementary school
Mhm.
teacher with being, on YouTube?
It I'll be honest, it got a little sketchy towards the end of this year when my, like, teaching season, if you wanna call it that, gets really busy.
Yeah,
I have not been producing edited videos, which has actually been killing me because that's my favorite thing to do, in terms of, like, for myself. I really enjoy, on the channel, we have 2 streams, on Tuesday nights, hang out with 4 guys, call ourselves the FOMO Squad, and show off really stupid books and laugh all night and drink White Claws, and it's just good stupid fun.
yeah,
And then on Sundays, we have the Sunday Comic Book Hangover Show where Hagen from Lettuce Comics and I just usually invite one, maybe two other people on, and we just kind of chat like this. And they're both different. They're both a ton of fun. So that kind of got me through this really busy patch at the end of the year. But I'm actually really cracking to
to get.
to get editing. Like that's
Do you,
I love it.
do you find it therapeutic?
Yeah, I originally, many years ago, went to a, like, film workshop for a couple of months, and I worked in production and things, and, no, I was gonna say never editing. I did actually edit 2 pretty big projects, but it was back in the dark ages when film was film, and you, like, physically took it and cut it with a
Yeah,
razor blade and
yeah,
taped it back together.
yeah.
So, but I do, I do like miss that part of creativity, and that's a big part of the reason I started my channel was I felt like I have one son. He's kind of old enough to do his own thing for little bits of time, which let me like, jump in and do something. And
Yeah.
I just wanted to do something creative. And I'm not really a writer. I'm not an artist. But this felt like a creative space where I could have fun, and I am having fun, and the fact that, yeah, I'm at 400 subscribers is just ridiculous to me. Like,
No, congratulations.
yeah.
Um, we've got a couple of more people who've jumped in the chat. We've got Mock Swagger. Thank you so much for joining us, Mock. Really appreciate it. We've got EML. Thank you so much as well for joining us. Um, but no, so in terms of then your YouTube channel, Nate, what inspired you to start doing one? Was it just watching regular YouTube comic content, or
Uh,
was it, someone to said, you'd be good in front of a camera dissecting
um,
comics, or
no, nobody told me anything. I kept it secret for quite a while, to be honest. I wasn't ready to tell anybody because I mean, it just it feels a little pretentious, to
yeah,
put yourself as the subject and film it and edit it and whatever. Um, I loved, I still love comic tropes. Was the first comic book channel I ever watched with Chris, and I thought I love video essays like he does, where he would go through a comic book, either because it was weird or because it was amazing or because it
yeah,
was
yeah,
terrible. Like he analyzes them in different ways, and I love that for different reasons. And then I had seen some, Mike from Lunch Money Comics, Brandon from Mon Comics, and Ricky from All Sorts of Words. Those were the three that the algorithm gave me around the same time. But true story, I started the comic book thing as a as a chance to learn how to do YouTube because a friend and I wanted to start a Star Trek channel. Like we wanted to do this like kind of like rewatch episodes and do commentary and discussion about Star Trek episodes. But when we tried to do one, it was just very difficult with two people, and I wasn't sure how to juggle the video and the other elements I would bring in and have two people and all that. And I wanted to do something a little simpler. And it seemed
yeah,
like if I was just by myself and did it that way, I was getting all those elements in, like in my videos, I'm inserting pictures and little videos and things. But this has ended up being just a much, it's been more successful than I thought, but it's also just been something that I've really enjoyed. So I have no intention of stopping.
yeah. And so a Star Trek channel,
Yeah.
that's pretty niche.
Oh, yeah, I'm deep nerd for
That's fine.
sure.
No, that's pretty cool. So in terms of the name, then, did that particularly come from anywhere, or you just tried to incorporate
Just
your?
came it came from the ether. Like,
Yeah,
and I'm constantly, I'm always buying a haul. Like I rarely get a book or two. I'm a dollar bin digger, so I would come home with, we'd go to a flea market or something and I would come home with this giant stack of books. And when I would my wife and my son were in the living room, I'm like, let me show you the haul that I got. And it just kind of came to me on a drive to work one day. And so I decided, and I looked, nobody else had it. So I snagged it on YouTube, and that's where I started from.
yeah,
Once I had the name, like
yeah,
then I was like, I reached out to like I said, my friend to have him create the logo and the characters.
yeah. I was going to say it's probably one of the hardest things to come up with because it's obviously checking to see if that name exists elsewhere.
Right.
Um, yeah, no, no, it's a great name, I think. So in terms of your first video, I've got a
Mhm.
screenshot just here. Um, how do you feel about your first video looking back? It's like your channel's like a year old, is it? Just over a year?
Yeah, just over a year old. I will say like I said, this was a learning experience for me. I was trying to learn all the elements of creating YouTube videos, and the first thing I learned was that the camera I bought has a certain focus field that I wasn't utilizing
Oh
correctly.
yeah,
Like this entire video's out of focus. But as far as like what it is, and I'll be honest, I have not seen this one in a long time. But most of the elements are there. Like I had a joke for an intro. I don't think I had bloopers at the end of this one.
yeah,
But it was just kind of me going through books and telling my little jokes and whatever as I did it. So I kind of felt like, you know, I knew how I wanted to do it right from the beginning,
yeah.
but I think I have gotten better at delivery and the presentation part of it. But I'm not embarrassed by it. I'm not going to delete it. I think it's
No, no,
okay.
I would I wasn't even suggesting that. I was just sometimes people look back at like the first video compared
Yeah.
to the most recent, and there's a big, the camera's better, the mic's
Oh
better,
yeah.
you
I
know.
I do think everything got better. Like
Yeah,
I sound, especially sound, was really rough early on. And I've even now gone back to a wireless mic for using the camera, rather than trying to use this, more studio mic because
yeah,
it's just so many, it's so clunky.
yeah,
But yeah, sound was a huge thing early on because you don't realize how much sound a microphone picks up or how much sound is in your house when you're
Yeah.
until you get that video and you hear it through headphones. But
Yeah.
yeah, I think things have gotten easier. I've gotten faster, but like I would say the imposter syndrome, the self doubt, the is this, getting sometimes it takes me a day or two to get psyched up enough, even when I have the ideas and the books are stacked. Like I've got 2 stacks here ready to go and film this weekend.
Yeah.
But sometimes I'm not, I cannot get myself in the headspace. It takes a day or two to convince me to do it. Once I've convinced myself to do it, then I might actually need to like set for a day before I even look at the footage. And usually by the time I get the footage and I edit things together, I'm almost always happy at the end.
Oh, that's good.
Um,
That's good. I
yeah,
think the biggest thing for me in terms of putting out pre-recorded content is obviously finding time when to film it. Got a busy family schedule, but it's like procrastinating as well. Like it's like you say, put it off because you're like,
yeah,
oh, you could do it now, but I'd rather do this at this moment. Or sometimes you just find yourself staring into the oblivion, not even
yeah.
you know how it
It's
goes.
there's yeah, nobody who does this like does it for a living or even for money. Like it costs money to do this hobby, and it, it's real life. Your like you said, family and work. Sometimes you just are not. You're not there. Like
Yeah,
you want to present things in a I want to be I want to share these things because I'm excited about them. And if I can't get that off, if I can't make that happen with my attitude, I don't turn the camera on.
yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense, 100%. We've had a couple more people join, so say hello to Chris Bell. Thank you so much for joining us, Chris. We've got Adam from Up and Adam Comics in the house. Thank you so much for
I
joining
know
us.
him.
Yeah, we've got JG as well. Thank you so much for joining us. We've got Snape in the house. Thank you very much for joining us, Snape. Um, I thought I saw another name as well. We've got Lish. Thank you so much for joining us, Lish. Really appreciate it. Um, Anyone else?
Patrick, did you get
Patrick as
that?
well. Thank you so much for joining us. Patrick's the first time I think I've seen you now. Good evening, first time on this channel, and so the first time joining your stream. Thank you so much for joining us,
Oh,
Patrick. Really
very
appreciate.
cool.
Um, so what? So you said that your pre-records are your most favorite videos to make. Is that
Yeah.
do you find lives more? I mean, I find going live quite stressful sometimes. You know,
Um,
but it's probably a bit different because sometimes the most part of the time, I don't know the person that's coming on,
fair,
but
fair.
and a few times it's been like, they've turned up like 1 minute before and you're like, "Are they gonna come?" You know.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, that's happened a few times with us too. For me, I would not say the lives were probably stressful in the beginning for
Yeah.
sure. But like the things that I do now are generally like, I mean, no lie, I would do this without broadcasting it. Like the guys that I hang out with on Tuesdays and
Oh, yeah.
Sunday, just talking about for so many of us, we don't you're lucky if you've got like one buddy who's really into the things you're into, and they're probably still only into it, in their way. Like all of us are the comic book guy. These guys with channels. And when we get to link up with the other comic book guy from other towns and whatnot, it's just the jokes are better because everybody gets the deep cuts and things and
Yeah.
I don't it's just yeah. So I don't get stressed by the lives. It's just a different energy, I guess. Like, there's a difference to me between hanging out and when I'm making a pre-recorded video, like I have some kind of idea of some things elements that I want to include. And so it's fun to put that together and try to execute it. Like I said, from a creative standpoint, like it just really scratches that itch
Right.
for me where I'm making something.
And do you genuinely feel proud about what you put out as well? Do you like have like do you watch it back to make sure it's perfect, or do you just like
Um, Well, I watch it once with my wife and my son. So like my son does not watch the live streams because they can get a little randy sometimes. But
Yep.
the pre-recorded videos, I always try to stay. I'm gonna say PG. I'm not trying to be Mr. Rogers, but I just I present that in a way like if one of my third grade students found it, I wouldn't be the worst teacher in the world.
Yeah.
So uh yeah.
What what is 3rd grade? What age is that?
They are 8 turning 9.
Oh, okay, so that there is a, there's a good chance that they very much use YouTube at that age, and they could come
Oh,
across
yeah.
you. Has anybody come across you yet, or
No,
no?
I have yet to be discovered by students, but, people that I
Faculty?
faculty, no. Faculty, no. I only know of a few people that actually that actually do watch, but a couple of times people will come up and at work and tell me, "Oh, I saw your new video, and I thought that intro was really funny," or,
Yeah, that's
um
good. That's nice.
which is nice. It's nice. It's nice to hear, but I don't work with comic book people.
No,
That's for
no.
sure.
Yeah, that's the same with me. Very much the same. We've got indoor sugar in the house. Thank you so much for joining us. Really appreciate you, buddy. Any questions for Nate? I will star them and then I'll ask them during the appropriate segment if that's okay.
Oh,
But
yeah.
we've got some great questions coming in from JSS and Chris and Indoor Sugar.
Uh,
Um,
JSS always has good questions.
yeah, he does. Yeah. Uh, I might as well ask this question while it's in front of me. Do you play Dungeons and
Um,
Dragons?
yeah, not as often as I would like, but yes, I do. I am usually a dungeon master. I don't get to be a player very often. But my son turned 10. He turns 11 this year. So I was actually able to get him to play in a certain, within his
Cool.
capacity, last couple of years. And so just a friend group, kitchen table fun, not a regular group or anything. But yeah, I mean, I love tabletop role playing games. I have the Star Wars books. I have a lot of Dungeons and Dragons, and a few others I picked up just for fun. Like I know I'm not going to play them, but it's fun to read and pretend.
Yeah, yeah. No, that's great. It's a great little thing to do with your son. That'll be quite fun. We've got Fee Mint in the house. Thank you so much for joining us,
Oh
Fee.
my
Miss you
gosh!
too. And we've got Gem Mint Collectibles. Thank you so much for joining us,
Yeah,
Gem. Um, yeah. So Indoor Sugar's asked a question as well. He's asked, "What do you think is the best way to get movie watchers into comic readers?" Because I know way more people who are only into the movies but haven't read any comics.
absolutely. I mean, I know a ton of people. Like, there are so many people at work who are very into the Marvel movies, maybe even a Marvel show on Disney Plus, but yeah, they've never read a comic book in their life. I don't know. I don't know what the answer is to translate that interest. I wish the comic companies should be handing out comics at the movie theater. Like that
Yeah,
should be people go nuts for these popcorn buckets. Start throwing out an exclusive book here or there, but put it in everybody's hand. If they had put a book in everybody's hand who went and saw the Avengers Endgame and Infinity War, they probably would have gotten some fans. Now, I don't know if it would have been a, economical decision or not, but
yeah.
that one way is I don't think a lot of people are necessarily going to seek it out. You
No,
know,
I
They're-
think I think for me, in terms of obviously I've always been into comics, but if a movie's coming out, and I remember Guardians of the Galaxy. Prior to that movie coming out, I didn't really know much about the Guardians.
right, right. I didn't
So,
either.
but before that movie came out, I went and picked up like the trade paperback of like the Andy Lannon and I think it's Brian Bendis run or whatever. Um, and I read that and learnt a bit about the lore of those characters. So I was really excited to see the movie. And then like I went with like casual moviegoers. I'm like, I think this movie's gonna be great. It's gonna be like, like a mixture between like Star Wars and like so like, and they all loved it. And I was just like, this is incredible feeling. Like, but no, how can you get them to read? Like I tried to get I tried to get my wife to read Something Is Killing the Children the other day, and she's
Oh,
like,
that's a good one.
you know, maybe.
Yeah, my wife will she does like comics, but she, for me to pass her a book, it has to be kind of amazing. She, she we're both like we both read a lot. Novels, short stories, just what,
Yeah,
nonfiction books we pick up. We go to the library every couple of weeks and come home with a stack. But yeah, for her to take a break from something she wants to read, she knows I've got to give her something really good. But I just think a lot of people aren't readers in general anymore. That's not how, they don't relax that way, and that sucks.
yeah, it does suck. And every time there's a movie released, like they do a new series for that
Right.
that
Right.
character or that group. It starts off and it's always no, I'm kind of getting sick of it going back to number one
Mhm.
and
I am
starting
too.
off again. It's like, I mean, I was sick of it probably about 10, 15 years ago, but now it's just every time there's like a new series, it's what
Yeah.
one again, and it's
There's
back
so
to the
much legacy, like in an ongoing, there's so much like Amazing Spider-Man.
oh yeah,
They
of
put the
course, yeah,
legacy numbering on it, but so like I hate to lose that history of breaking up with the new number one, but also I can see a benefit in not necessarily a number one. I almost wish that they would just chunk the stories
yeah,
sometimes and sell it that way. So but I don't know. I don't know what the answer is for getting more people to read. But, that's the eternal question. We're not growing the comic book fan base. There aren't a lot of young guys collecting, not as many, and guys and girls. There are a few, but I don't see kids at the comic book store. And when I was a kid, I was at the comic book store.
yeah, yeah,
Your parent, my dad would drive me, and I was not the only kid in there. I just don't see kids. And as a teacher of kids, they do love to read. I don't know where they stop. Maybe it's the things we force them to read, but there are a lot of graphic novel, things for kids.
yeah, of
I thought I
course, yeah.
had one over here. Actually, yeah. Okay, this one here, the
Oh
investigators,
yeah, yeah,
So
pretty,
Scholastic Books over here, they put out a ton of books like this. Captain Underpants, Dogman, Girl. Well, you spoke with John's Comics with Kids. The author's name escapes me, but she made a book called Smile and Guts and Ghosts, and all of these books are like extremely popular at that elementary level, and those are comic books, but they're also like, they're stories. So it's not a floppy issue like serialized. It's a complete book, and that's kind of what I think a lot of people want. The comic book it's a weird throwback way to tell stories, that we're going to give you 30 pages of it this month, and you got to wait 30 days to get the next chunk of the story.
yeah.
I love it, but I can also totally see where people wouldn't.
Yeah. Um, great question. Indoor sugar, but it's very nuanced. If they'd figured it out already,
Yeah,
it's one of them things. Maybe even like I know it's been done before, but like doing a specific comic that if there's a massive event coming out, like a movie, like Avengers Endgame, there's a tie-in comic that you really
right.
should read before you go into the cinema. Like gives you a little bit of that you'll miss something if less you don't watch it. I don't know. I
Yeah,
genuinely don't know that.
yeah.
Um, so Nate, what comics do you collect then?
Okay, so I actually, getting ready for this, I started like making a list.
Oh wow,
I am such a like ADHD collector, man. I really am.
all over the place.
I'm all over the place. Like
Yeah, I'm the
there
same.
are.
I start a run and then I forget about it, and then I
Mhm.
start on something else, and then I'll go, oh, that looks shiny. I'll go get that.
Yeah. Another and maybe you're this way too. I am this way because I prefer to go and hunt in places. Like that's part of it. It gets me out of the house.
Yep.
It's a fun activity. It's like unearthing buried treasure. I don't want to just go online and order all of something. That to me is not going to be as fulfilling. But there are some runs I collect. There are definitely characters that I fixate on. I follow a lot of writers. There are many writers that I just love, and when they have a new book come out, usually I will, at least pick up the number one to check out when I'm digging through dollar bins. I love stupid stuff so much. Like the stupider the better. Like when it's
Yeah.
just ridiculous and how did this get made? I love to giggle at that. The thing like I'm really actively seeking out is Silver Age DC. Silver Age DC is probably the thing that I enjoy reading the most. I enjoy it for what it is, for the time that it came from, and it's just like, even though that's not my era at all, for some reason I'm kind of nostalgic for it.
Yeah,
I
I'm exactly the same. It's one of those things where, like, golden age comics, if I tried to read
yes,
it, it would
yeah,
I don't think I would appreciate it for what it is.
yeah,
It I'm a 90s kid, so I literally, every time I go out, I'm always drawn to 90s books with, like, and the more rare and obscure 90s books I can get, I'll try and get hold of them.
yeah. And I'm that way with the '80s too. Like '80s black and white independent. You're always coming across something you never heard of before.
Yeah, yeah, no, 100%. You got some good questions here from JSS Brooklyn. Nate, what was the first comic book you can recall or you had ever bought?
As I know the first comic book, I know both. I know both. The comic book I had around my house, there were 3 books comic books that I think came from a garage sale when I was real little. A Marvel team up, Spider-Man and Dazzler, a Batman that focused on Alfred being an old resistance fighter, and then a Superman issue that had Mr. Mxyzptlk in it, probably a early '80s issue. And like as a real little kid, those 3 heroes kind of became my personal holy trinity. Like those were the characters whose cartoons and movies and things that I was into. But the first book I bought, my dad was still is a small business person, and he had a booth at this convention center. It was called the Great Indianapolis Garage Sale or something. And I was a bored kid while my dad was working, and I found a comic book booth, and I bought some Silver Age Flash. I bought a lot of stuff that day. I did buy some really cool old Amazing Spider-Mans, but the thing that really caught my eye was Silver Age Flash, Barry Allen.
Oh,
And
wow.
I,
Expensive
I just
taste.
but this is the thing, man, that I was young. I think I was probably like 12 or 13 years old. And for whatever reason, those books, like I'm pretty sure the Amazing Spider-Man books, I'm not kidding, they were like $5 each. I
Wow.
mean, the prices were so stupid. And when I think back, because I don't have the Spider-Mans anymore, I still have the Flash books. But when I think back, like the money was just ridiculous. And I passed on, I passed on Amazing Spider-Man 50. I remember seeing it, and the guy wanted like $15 or something. I'm like, yeah, that's too much. But I didn't know what it was either. But I got some cool books that day, and the Barry Allen Flash run, like I had never read anything from the '60s, before, and it was wild. It was the wonky science, of the
Yeah.
Flash was just so cool to me, and so from there I started there was a local comic book store, and my dad would drive me there because it was near my grandma's house. So I got to start going, like anytime we went to grandma's, I would get to go to the comic book store, and there was a local convention. And again, like my parents were so cool that they would take me to do that stuff because I wasn't into, I wasn't playing sports or anything else. They're like, oh, thank God he's doing something. Drive
Yeah.
him to that, drive him to that weirdo convention and let him walk around. But that's kind of where it started for me. Was I was bored and I just came across something that caught my eye, and
Wow.
I'd always like superhero cartoons were a huge part of my upbringing. Yeah, TV was my first best friend.
Like the cable guy, Jim Carrey.
Mhm.
In terms of, we're talking about Silver Age then.
Yeah,
Um, JSS Brooklyn has asked, what is your favorite Silver Age, Bronze Age, and Modern Age title?
I
It's a,
can't.
it's
It's so
so
hard for me to do favorites, man. Because I like so much. Silver Age, I guess I'm gonna say for Silver Age, I'm gonna say Lois Lane. Like it has been that book it gives me more. stupid and insanity per page than I think anything else. Like in the best way. I'm not insulting the book at all. I really actually enjoy how insane it was for its time. Like this was their attempt to get a female readership, young female readership, because she was a very popular character on the Superman TV show, the
Yeah.
50s TV show. And it's like, and I just picture like the writer's room of all these like, cigar smoking middle-aged men. Like, what do girls want to read? Like they had
I
no
have no
idea.
idea.
And that makes it just even better. I don't know. I don't know that I collect a lot of Bronze Age, like a lot of 80s stuff. I mean, not because when I think Bronze Age, I think like I think Marvel or DC. I don't think
Yes.
of like from the 80s. I'm more of an indie guy. Like I said, those indie black and whites, Tick, Flaming Carrot, uh, Turtles, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles was
Mirage. Yeah.
huge for me. The Mirage era was so good. So yeah, I don't know. And then modern age, I mean, I focus more on stories, so there's not like an ongoing that I'm really like super into. I did grab a few. So like this limited series, Beneath the Trees Where Nobody Sees. This was about a serial killing, like anthropomorphic, like Richard Scarry children's story, but this was excellent. There's a sequel coming out.
I think we're
Um,
definitely in the age of independent comics are now the best, like for
yeah,
stories.
this is one called Out of Alcatraz. That's the story of these three guys that escape from Alcatraz, and what happens to it's a period piece. It's crime noir. It's really well done. It's only on issue 3, but so far I'm really digging this.
That's cool.
Um, oh yeah, this one. This one just got talked about. Exquisite Corpses.
So yeah, so I've literally got like my reading list just here, and I've got that on there too.
Yeah. What'd you think of it? I
I have
really liked it.
it's on my list to read.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah.
I've got quite a few things here. So I went to a comic shop last week, and the owner gave me like this Kickstarter called Center,
Cool.
like these short stories. Like I don't know if you had them in your country, but we had like little Commando magazines, like this size, really small, like compared to
Oh, I mean, you would get like ash cans, or this is an indie book that is literally like a
yeah,
piece of paper folded in half. It's
yeah.
about half size.
But it's all black and white, and it was actually written by the store owner. So he gave me this for free. So shout out to Alan for that from Imaginarium in Western Supermare. I've got Captain Planet to read by Dynamite. I
That
love
cover
that
keeps
show as a kid.
staring at me.
I know. I love I love that cartoon as a kid. So yeah, I'm looking forward to reading this. Obviously, I've got James Tinian's Exquisite Corpses. I got this as well. I've heard this is really good.
Oh yeah.
Where's it? Daniel Warren Johnson's Transformers. Um, I was gifted that as well, but I'll be giving this away at some point once I've read it. And then
I love that title. I'm not collecting the floppies. I'm reading it in trade.
right, yeah. And another Kickstarter that the store owner gave me was this thing called the Falcon. I've got issues 1 to 3. They're like newspapers with
That's
different.
wild.
I know, but they've all got short comic strips in by like loads of people in like the comic community in the UK.
Oh, that's really
So
cool.
look forward to checking that out as well. But that's
Stuff
what
like that.
I'm reading like Mark Spears Monsters as well. I read Invincible Battle Beast the other day. I really enjoyed that.
Cool.
Um,
I didn't know anything about Battle Beast. I've got the Invincible hardcovers up to I think volume 6, and it's something that I kind of fell off of getting the rest of. But I know the story's finished, and I want to finish reading it.
yeah, have you watched the TV show?
Yeah, we've watched. We're not completely caught up.
Yeah, I think it's amazing.
It's
Really good.
spectacular.
I've
Yeah,
not read the comics, so I definitely want to check out those compendiums.
yeah. There's the really big paperback ones that I almost kind of wish I had started with instead, because I'm like I'm not gonna have two different size books next to each other.
No, of
I'm gonna
course,
stick
yeah,
with the
it just doesn't
but
work.
the oversized hardcovers they look so good. and it's so
Yeah.
much easier for my old man eyes to read.
So what's your favorite method of collecting comics? Is it in single issues, or do you prefer to read them in omnibus or try paperbacks or
It depends on the book. Like I really also like if it's too cost prohibitive, like I love an omnibus for certain Silver Age titles or Golden Age titles if I'm going to read something because I'm not going to get those in another way, and I'm not a digital reader. If I'm like I said, Transformers, I'm not so in love with it that I needed to have the floppies. I just wanted to read the stories. My favorite way of collecting though is floppy issues, single issues. I just love digging for stuff and
yeah,
and
Sam?
and finding it. And I'm trying to put there's a couple of runs I finished I finished my Nomad run from the 90s. I finished my Dazzler run.
Oh, nice.
And so I'm working on Warlord from DC. That might be a Bronze Age book, I could say, is a really fun swords and sorcery read. And there was another one I thought of a minute ago. But yeah, I mean, I love digging. So I do at night. Honestly, though, I prefer to read if I'm in bed. I'd rather have a trade. I'd rather have a book. It's just so
Yeah.
much easier than dealing with pulling those books out. But if I'm in here and I'm sitting at my desk to do some reading, it's no problem to just grab a stack of books and work through them.
Yeah, I have Gem Mint Collectibles to thank for getting me into omnibuses. So thanks for that,
Yeah,
Gem. But
yeah,
I
good job.
literally every Christmas and birthday now, it's like, can I have this omnibus? Can I have this?
Right.
Uh,
Doesn't it
uh,
drive you crazy when you get a hole in your run though, because like it's out of
I
print?
oh, it's ridiculous. It's like I really want to read Spawn again, and I want the deluxe volume one
Yeah,
to start. But like, yeah, you can get pretty much every other volume, but volume one you can't get. It's like silly money.
right.
So,
It's so annoying to see it be like 350, $500. Like, no, I'm
no,
not doing it.
I'll just wait until they reprint it because they're
Right?
gonna reprint it. They're gonna
They
bring out
have
a
to.
new edition, but the thing
Yes.
is, they'll just bring out a new edition that doesn't look like the rest. So you have to start collecting that one.
God, that's just the worst.
It's just spinning. It's just it's printing money, isn't it? Literally.
Oh.
We've had a few more people in the chat. We've got Terry. Thank you so much for joining us. Sorry you're late.
Oh,
Got the mute.
Terry.
Thank you
How
so
you doing,
much.
buddy?
We've got Daniel in the house. Thank you so much, Daniel. He says James Mac told me that Morbius was going to be great. It was great. You just didn't get it. You just didn't get it because you didn't. He clearly didn't read the comics beforehand. That's what it
Right.
is.
Morbin time.
We've got Big Nasty in the house. Thank you so much for
Hey,
joining us. Big Nasty
Rich.
Comics. Has anyone else joined new? We've got our friend Cliff from Cliff on Comics. Thank you so much for coming on, Cliff. Really
If
appreciate it. Talking about you backstage, buddy. Indoor Sugars asked, "Have you ever read anything by Maxwell Prince?" The name
Oh, I
doesn't.
have not.
Let me Google is my friend Maxwell Prince.
Okay. I'm writing it down.
Oh, it's Ice Cream Man.
Oh, I actually I want to read that.
Yeah, I do.
I
I'm not single issues, but I'd quite like to check out if there's a trade
e-
paperback or anything.
exactly. That one I feel like is made to read in trade. I did actually pick up a single issue though, because like one of the things I love to collect is, and it started with DC, is books where the characters are like their bodies get transformed into things, or just body horror in general. But there was an Ice Cream Man that was Metamorphosis by Kafka, and so it's a guy turning into a cockroach, and I kind of
Oh
had to get
gosh.
it because it fit what I was talking about. So
Okay.
like I'm gonna go back for a minute and show you three books that started this. So The Flash, where he gets the big head, and
Wow.
this is issue 177.
That's a
So
lot of red. A lot of red.
it's ridiculous. And so I saw this and I had to have it. So I got this. Then there was 133 where he gets turned into this puppet, and it's just, to me, it's really creepy. Like that
Yeah.
there's something about it that kind of it's just a little icky. But I like that. Like I
Yeah. Yeah.
love body horror
Quirky.
stuff.
Quirky.
And then this one, I just got a little. This completes my Flash body horror trilogy, and it's number 115. Um, the day the Flash weighed 1,000 pounds,
Wow.
and it's just, hysterical to me. These are so funny. And the stories are always really silly and really fun to read as well. So that kind of DC did this a lot. I mean, a lot. Lois Lane, Jimmy Olsen, Superman, Batman. Almost any 12-cent era book is going to have a story somewhere in there where they turn them into something,
Yeah.
or and they're really silly. So yeah, Ice Cream Man is on my list of things to grab from the library.
Yeah, definitely. It sounds like a good one. We've got Shauna Rain in the house. Thank you so much for joining us, Shauna. Hey, MJ Comics and Pete's from Nebraska. I'm saving up for Terminator versus Predators versus Aliens. Little small run, I recommend. Sounds good. My wife actually. Did you see I put in the chat that I
Oh,
took another cup of tea? I think I've got like a bit of a cold coming, so it's like I'm just really thirsty. But Fuzzy says great cover. I presume that was probably one of the flashes, or maybe the Mark Spears.
maybe the Exquisite Corpses,
Yes, yeah.
because that one is wicked awesome.
We are at a questionable age for storytelling, but independents are doing the work. I loved Exquisite Corpses. Um,
There's a lot of good indie stories happening right now.
we uh, Rob Fat Stacks, thank you so much for joining us. He has said that
Hey, Rob,
Transformers is amazing,
yeah,
so I can't wait to check that
it
out.
really is.
A bit of a shameless plug here for myself. Tomorrow I'm actually on Rob Fatstacks of Comics channel doing his Only Slabs show. I'm really looking forward to it. I've dug out like 200 slabs behind me, and
Holy cow!
I'm not obviously showing 200, but I'm just trying to pick the best ones that I think got like the most interesting stories behind them. Um, Fuzzy has asked, anybody ever read the Azrael books? Is it any good? The from Batman, that one,
From
or
Batman
or,
Azrael,
or the one from the X-Men? You know, the red guy that I'm sure his
I'm
name.
I'm not good on X-Men.
No. Exquisite Corpses is good, but I highly recommend we're taking everyone down with us. Is that good?
100%. That was the first issue was so good. I actually got 2 and 3 today so that I could I grabbed the first one last Wednesday because I had a light pickup day. That is really good.
So my wife has asked what's it about, but JSS has said that it's a robot and a girl and mayhem. It's a special book that Matt Rosenberg is the writer. Sounds good.
It's
Battle
it's good. The art really matches the tone too. Like it's good.
Battle Beast is cool, said Shauna, and I'm low key waiting on Rob Liefeld Giant Size Youngblood to come out later this year. Um, Transformers is good. I'm buying every floppy there I can find. Well done, Rob. Good on you, bud.
That's a lot. That's a
Um,
lot of books.
Mike Cecilia said that he wants to jump on the Transformers hardcover, but I'm waiting for Gem's review. We're all waiting for Gem's review.
Yeah,
Um,
I'm
we
getting it
got
in floppies, floppy trades,
we got
soft covers.
we got Sticky Goose in the house saying happy birthday to my daughter Maisie. Thank you so much for that. We've got
That's
Side
nice.
Quest Comics. Just got home and I had to jump on. I missed some. Thank you so much for joining us. Really appreciate it. We've got anyone else new? No, I don't think so. But so you said that you prefer to go hunting in shops. Is there any particular online retailers you use or any comic shops online or
I mean, online, I will hunt sometimes on eBay, like looking for a deal
yeah,
or I find like individual issues. I just don't like to buy online because I don't want to pay the shipping. Like it almost never feels like a good deal. But whatnot sometimes. I've honestly stayed off of there for the last couple of months because I always get I'm a easy mark, And when they start filling priority shipping boxes and it's like, you get 60 books for $9, I can talk myself into anything. For that, like, I'm just so
Yeah,
bad. So I've been staying off of there because I'm saving up more for Heroes Con, and because I'm honestly starting to get to a point in my collecting. I've got my room, like, full,
yeah,
and so I it's time for me to, like, start looking at what do I love the most, and
yeah,
what am I, like you had talked about before, sometimes you start something and you're like, I'm gonna put this run together, but then you realize, like, I mean, I've got this amount of books, I've got this many more to go, and I haven't even read half of these. So
yeah,
maybe I don't like this as much, and I can, and that's what I need to start doing. And like I said, my summer started today, and it's just one of the things on my list, to to start culling the collection a little bit, because there are things that I still want. I
yeah,
have my list of things that I want to add, and I'm kind of at the point where I got to start taking some things away to make room for those.
yeah. So what is your opinion on graded comics?
I don't really have I mean, I know that sounds crazy. I don't care. Um,
Yeah.
uh, Hagen, Lettuce Comics, and we were talking with somebody about, they were from Chicago, and somebody was like, what I promise this is gonna make sense here in a minute, but they're like, "Do you like those Chicago dogs that have, peppers and salads on top of them?" And, people were making fun of it, and we're just like, he came back around and he said, "I don't care how anybody eats their hot dog." And that's how I am with collecting. Like, I just like that you like it. So if
Yeah.
I get it. Like, I did not own a slab until someone sent me one very recently. Um, so thank you to Chonko from Chonko's Comics and Nerd Culture. He sent me this. It's the only slab I own, and it is a 9/8,
Oh,
and it
wow.
is Disney's Uncle Scrooge.
What
Sorry, let me issue number 219. This is the first Don Rosa comic book art,
is that,
and it's
is that what year is that from? That's good for 9.
uh this is from 87.
Oh, cool. Good year though.
So yeah, and Don Rosa, he wrote a storyline called "The Life and Times of Scrooge McDuck," which is one of my favorite stories of all. I have the oversized hardcover of that, so this was a really cool gift. But it's like I said, I'm not a slab guy, but I get it. Like, this looks so cool.
Yeah,
But because I'm a reader, like, this doesn't appeal to me as much. It would be more about, like, if there was a book that was significant to me personally, I would want to get it as a slab. I could see that, but
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
not I'm not somebody. um I don't hunt, like, the keys and the books that everybody else, particularly, holds up high, and I don't think there's anything wrong with looking for those books. A friend of mine at Heroes, he's looking for a Hulk, he's looking for a Hulk 181. He wants First Wolverine. That's an awesome book.
yeah.
But I'm not gonna hunt it, and or ASM 300, or a lot of things. I'm I'm looking for a Lois Lane number 1. That's me.
Yeah. No, I agree. I think, us as collectors, you can collect how you want, and we should never
Yes.
tell anybody how else they should collect. I enjoy doing both. Um, I haven't sent off to CGC probably, oh, I want to say, like, for nearly 2 years, probably now. I tend to buy them graded now, but I still love my graded comic books, but
Yeah.
I'm definitely starting to read comics a lot more now. I'm quite happy with the
There's a lot of good reasons to get a book graded, when it has, it gives you a definitive, place for it to be valued, if that's why. If it's a really old book that, you really shouldn't be thumbing through, it preserves it. Like, I don't have a problem with it. I do think that there have been problems at CGC, that haven't necessarily been, like, well handled. The whole, bend gate, and then the
yeah,
books that were, reholdered, and people were throwing in jank copies, and make it passing it off as 9/8. So I mean, it's not foolproof.
yeah,
And you always have to be careful when you're going to go spend a whole lot of money on expensive paper.
of
But
course.
I think they're cool. I think it's cool. I say, yeah, there you go. I just saw JSS say it. Collect what you love and love what you collect. And if
Exactly,
if
yeah.
if if you do that, you'll be happy. You won't get ripped off because you're not trying to,
Speaking of, Don Rosa, I don't know if you can see it just there. This is a pedigree book from the Don Rosa collection. It's not
Oh,
a it's not a
wow.
significant book, it was just I bought it because it was
No, but
cheap. Like,
that is significant. That's cool, man.
but,
I mean, that's a book a creator owned, like, personally. That's kinda cool, man.
yeah, it is, yeah. It's pretty cool.
And that's what I'm saying, like, that should be sealed up because there's others of that book you can grab and read if you
Oh,
want
yeah,
to. That one's freaking special.
yeah, it's not a particularly expensive book. I think you could probably get it for a dollar, maybe, I'm not sure, but,
Yeah.
yeah, that's cool. Right, so, the next question then, is, uh, what makes the comic community so passionate? Us collectors and fans of comics, what do you think makes us so passionate?
I for whatever reason, we all connect with something in comic books, whatever our niche or niches might be. And then, within the community itself, like, eh, so far, for the most part, like, everybody just seems to kind of celebrate what you like, even if they don't necessarily like it themselves. Like,
Yeah,
we're happy for you, that you got this thing. And we're kind of we're the I don't know, we're a support group for each other.
yeah,
Hey, I just got this thing. It's like, good job, great pickup, man. We're on a stream, we show things off. We don't have these people to talk to in our real life. Even though this is still kind of real life, it's just different. But this connects us to each other. The community feels closer than it probably really is geographically. I mean, we're talking across an ocean right now,
of course. It's
It's awesome.
crazy.
It's freaking awesome. This is this is what I wanna see the internet used for, man.
Exactly, for
It
good,
be
that is, yeah.
it was supposed to connect people, and social media really didn't in the way like, put everybody in their algorithmic bubble, and I guess in a way this is too. This is an algorithmic bubble, it's the comic book one, but for whatever reason, we're all playing pretty nice together.
Yeah. It's, no, I mean, that was what the internet was created for, was for communicating over a network, and, to be able to speak to you, you said you were in Indiana, like,
Yeah,
what, maybe 4 or 5,000 miles away from me,
right.
maybe? It's incredible, and we're just talking about the things that we love to collect. There's
Yes.
no, it's great.
It's
Uh,
wild, right?
yeah, 100%, and, there's a lot of, the whole the question then I just asked you about comic book grading, that some people don't take to that, and they're very
Yeah.
anti grading. So there can be there's a lot of tension sometimes in the community with people's thoughts on how you should collect and what. But I just kind of feel like, for me, any negativity, like, this place, we just want to come here and enjoy ourselves. We don't want any. Do you know what I mean? It's
And yeah, I think unfortunately some people really they get their dopamine from being
Mm.
mad, and
Of
so
course,
they chase rage or they just want to be able to complain. Um and I guess that's fine. I mean, it's not for me and I just stay away from it. And I don't also I don't want to come off as like toxically positive or anything.
of course.
It's not that there aren't things that I don't like too. It's just when I don't like something, I just leave it. I don't need to fixate on it and make
Yeah,
everybody, and tell everybody that'll listen to me, listen to how much I hate this thing. You need to hate it too. I mean, I just
of
don't
course.
care. Like,
It's
I'm always trying to find fun. I get more enjoyment out of laughing, than I do by being angry for sure. But it's sad to me that that's not the way it is for everybody.
Yeah.
I wish everybody was just kind of chasing their passion, whatever that might be.
I remember your buddy, Ricky from All Sorts of Words did a great video on that toxic positive.
Yes,
Right, yeah,
and,
I just remember him going like that.
oh yeah, And
Yeah.
I mean, and that made me think, and it made me reflect, and I'm like, I really don't think I'm being toxically positive. I'm just like, I'm legitimately talking about things I like as opposed to, this thing was absolute garbage. You know, I don't need to it's fine.
Yeah, it's like, for me, in terms of, like I mentioned earlier, Fuzzy's made a great point. He said he's nervous to send books off to be graded. I haven't sent off a book for nearly 2 years now, but, like, it's not with all the things that have been going on with CGC, but I still will send a book to be graded because I um, really want Todd McFarlane is my favorite artist, and I really want
Yes.
him to sign this book. This is like a really rare, um, UK. It was came
Very
free with
cool.
it with a game, and most of these books were like folded up and put into like a video game box. But
Yeah,
this one's
yeah.
like it's pristine. So I
Wow.
really want to send this off to be graded. But
Do you think you would have the opportunity to like I guess he just doesn't do conventions like he used to, because if you could get it signed and, and graded at a convention,
oh,
that
I mean, he never comes to the UK. I can't.
right.
I don't. If I
Yeah,
could get it, the dream would be to obviously meet him and get it signed. But if
sure.
I have to do that through facilitation, through sending to CGC, and there's a private signing, I'll do it. Because I've got like I kind of collect Todd McFarlane
Mhm.
stuff because that for
Yeah.
me that the some of the first comic books I came across was Todd McFarlane's Spider-Man run.
Oh, the Todd McFarlane Spider-Man run was, like, such an important part of my comic book
Yeah,
journey. I collected so much Spider-Man, and I have that part, like, that early part of my collecting days, a lot of it just kind of I sold a lot of it, and it just because I entered my 20s and was like, I'm done with comics." And I kept some things, but that was something that I didn't, and I wish I had. Yeah, I still have quite a bit of Todd McFarlane stuff, but all my Spawn is gone. All my most of my Spider-Man stuff is gone. Um, but whatever. Different season of life. I'm not,
yeah,
but yeah, I love his art. Always have.
yeah. It's phenomenal. I've literally got trading cards, literally literally anything with Todd McFarlane's artwork on. I collect. But in terms of like negativity, then Nate, do you get any like have you had any negativity like in the chat or on the comments? How do you deal with that
Um,
stuff?
I haven't seen it too bad in chat. But yeah, I mean, I've gotten a few comments, and I mean, I just have replied that, there was one in particular, and I just said, my reply was literally, I said, well, I'm sorry this video wasn't for you. I appreciate you watching. Maybe the next one
Well,
will be. And I
that,
just left it.
that's all you can do. There's no point.
Yeah.
There's no
Now,
point throwing shade at it or anything like that. It's
no, and I'm not gonna lie either. I mean, of course, it was like, "Oh, crap, this guy didn't like what I did," this guy that I've never seen. It's still there in my
yeah, of
brain,
course,
but
yeah, yeah. It sticks with you a
yeah.
bit, doesn't it?
But what can that is that you have to have a somewhat thick skin if you're gonna
Throw
put a
yourself
camera
out
in
there.
front of your yeah, if you're gonna put a camera in front of your face and go on the internet, man, you gotta expect some stupid. It's just gonna happen. And yeah, it doesn't eat me alive. It doesn't not affect me. But I do just try to keep moving through it.
No, that's a good way of putting it. Exactly. I think it's one of those things where you've got to take it and just roll with it.
Yeah,
Yeah. Let it just roll it, let it go underneath you and carry on, just keep going. And
right.
like you said, I'm not saying it to, to kill with kindness, but the way that you handled it is a good way. You could either A, ignore it, or you could just,
Yeah,
thanks for
yeah.
watching. Maybe the next,
Well, I don't know. It is a little like I want to acknowledge, I guess. It's not a yeah. I mean, my friend here, Eric from SideQuest Comics, says trolls get ignored or positive response. I mean, that's the only way I can see to approach it.
yeah.
And if the positive response doesn't work, then it is ignore. I'm not getting into a fight with anybody,
No,
a word fight online.
makes sense. So you've been on this YouTube comic community now for just over a year. Has anything changed since you joined, or is it still the same as when you first came?
I mean, it's just better, but I still think it's kind of the same. Like, one of the first things I had made a few videos and I had reached out to Ricky at All Sorts of Words, and he invited me on a stream where I met Hagen from Lettuce Comics, and then he and I just kind of immediately hit it off, and we started streaming together. I mean, like within a week or two, and from there, just met a lot of other people. Like I said, on Tuesdays, I do a show with three guys: Hagen from Lettuce Comics, Eric from
Yeah,
SideQuest Comics, and then
they seem like really
Dope.
nice guys.
Yeah, we have so much fun, man. And Hagen and Dope and I have met up down in Nashville, Tennessee, together, and then Hagen just came up and stayed with me. Like, I mean, eh, I've made like real legitimate friendships. And
Amazing.
we're really looking forward to heading down to Heroes Con together. But yeah, I mean, I think I'm still doing the same things. I'm just, I'm just doing it either more frequently or with a little bit more of a plan.
Yeah. Just got to give a quick shout out, Metal Elf Collectibles. Thank you so much for joining us, Chad. Really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Um, let's see if there's any questions for you. One second.
But trying to keep an eye on the chat.
I know, yeah.
Honestly, I got these new glasses. I can't see crap right now. They're supposed to
Um,
be. I get new lenses next week.
I need new glasses. My wife Gemma is an optometrist, so
Come on, man.
I haven't had new glasses in about 3 years. I don't think.
Oh wow.
But yeah, apparently Todd McFarlane goes to San Diego and New York Comic Con. Um, both ones that I couldn't get any really further away from me. But
Yeah,
no, let's have a look. Yeah, people going on about trolls. We've got Darren Kills the World. Thank you so much for joining us.
I know him.
Um, Heroes Con is a community. I would love to go to Heroes Con. It sounds like such a good it sounds like it's the best one for actually comic books. So it's
Yeah, it's the creator list is insane. Like I've gone through the list and looked at prices and things and wrote down a bunch of people that, I could consider grabbing a book and getting a signature. Because you can't do it all. Like there's just like there's just so many people and only so many times or
yeah.
so much time.
Um, Fuzzy, thank you so much for joining us. It says AI grading. Um, is that a real thing? I have heard that there is AI grading for like cards because comics is a bit more difficult because obviously you've got all the pages in between. But trading cards, it's a lot more easier to do, I think, with AI. Um,
Yikes.
has anyone checked out the new Spider-Man versus Predator comic yet?
I
Nope.
have I have not, but a couple friends of mine have absolutely loved it. So
Oh, okay, cool. I mean, I'm not really reading any Marvel or DC new stuff that's coming out, but it's like this stuff with Godzilla. There's like a Venom Godzilla, and like it
oh, good lord,
really.
the Godzilla stuff, and I love Godzilla, but it's
Oh
getting
yeah,
out of hand.
it's
I
just
it
crazy.
seems, I mean, Marvel's doing it, DC's getting ready to do Godzilla, Kong, Justice League 2, and then I think it's IDW. It
Yep.
seems like about 3 companies seem to have Godzilla titles coming out, so I don't even understand how everybody has the rights to make comics this way, but yeah, it's a
Um,
little oversaturated right now.
is um is Godzilla public domain? Is that why? How I don't know how
Oh,
old it is.
there's no way, it's only like 1950s.
Uh,
I don't know, it's also a Japanese-owned
oh yeah,
property,
no,
so
you're
I
right.
don't
It's
know if that
50s. Yeah,
makes
it's not
I don't know
public
if that
domain.
makes a difference.
I don't know. Maybe it
Yeah.
might be due to that. Maybe I don't know.
Or maybe they're just like, "We're not giving exclusive rights. You just pay us and you can make a Godzilla comic,"
Comic.
and they don't
Yeah, of
care.
course. Yeah.
May
I mean,
maybe we should make a Godzilla comic. Let's find out how much it is. I think we
um,
could do a better job than some of these that have come
oh
out
yeah, of course.
recently.
Yeah. Just tell a Godzilla story. That's what we want, really. Right. So what is one positive trend in the you've seen on the comic book YouTube or community space that you've seen?
I mean, the biggest one I see is people just reaching out to each other and sending books. Like when
AOKs,
yeah, the AOKs are wild to me. I have received some, I mean, flat out incredible things in the mail that drop my jaw, and I'm like, I can't, I, I can't pay this forward. Like I can't afford that, but I try to, still when I and that's been a part of this too. Like when I'm looking at my books and I feel like I'm drowning in them, when I see something, when I see someone's channel and they're into something, I'm like, oh my God, I have some of that and I don't need to keep it. I could send it to them because I think they'd appreciate it more.
yeah,
So that I think is awesome. I think so the AOKs, but also just the community. There are so many community hangouts happening. I, my Hall Yeah Comics YouTube channel, like when I sign in and I click on subscriptions and see there are some nights that there are like 5 different streams
live.
going.
Yep.
Yeah, 5 different lives that I could go check out. And I can't check them all out, but I just think it's really cool that, everybody's finding each other to talk to because we need that as fans of the medium and collectors when we don't have that in our actual space. Like to have that in the virtual space, I think is really cool. And that's why so many, I mean, there's still, I'm a new channel, but there have been, since I've started, there have been so many people who have started after I did that I see also like forming little their own little circle
Yeah.
and doing like a weekly hangout on some night of the week or something and having their own voice and talking about the things that they like. So those are, I mean, I think those are positives and that's kind of what I focus on.
Yeah. No, no, 100%. We've got Pete from Triple G Comics in the house. Thank you so much for joining us, Pete. I think
Hey,
he was just doing a live stream on his one True Scare channel. So thanks for joining us for this, buddy. Thank you so much for that. Yeah, I think the AOKs. I mean, I've had some great stuff been sent to me. Like Mike Cecilia has sent me Swamp Thing Volume 1 to 3, the absolute
nice.
like couldn't ask for anything as generous as that. Honestly, but
Very cool.
it's pretty cool. Yeah, and like Pete has sent me the first appearance of the Teen Titans as well, which was pretty cool.
That's all. Oh, the DC Presents.
I think yeah, number 26.
Um, yeah, that's a run I'm putting together, and that one and the He-Man issue are like, I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know if I'll pick those up or not. The Teen Titans one went through the roof, you know?
yeah. I saw. Do you watch Gotham and Glam?
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah. Yeah.
yeah. So she did a video the other day, and it was
Found it for a
wh-
buck.
she found yeah,
Yeah.
unbelievable.
Unbelievable. She found that she did say, like, and sometimes it is hard to see, with our cameras and things. She said it's pretty beat up, but still, like, I mean, for me, it's the hole in the collection. I'm fine with something being beat up because
Yeah,
I'm gonna
yeah.
read it anyway.
I mean,
Yeah,
you
to
know if
find
you
that for $1,
yeah with a lot of the comics like like Silver Age that I've got, I'm happy with whatever grade I can get. You
right?
know, if
Yeah,
it's a 90s book, I want it. I want it in the nines. But
yeah.
if um, yeah,
I just
that
wanted
was that was
I
crazy.
just wanted to hold together and let me read it once or twice.
Um, Indoor Sugar says if you read Ice Cream Man, make a review and I'll click on it instantly. Definitely.
All right. I'll
Uh,
have to go to the library this weekend and see if they got that first trade.
so I think Ice Cream Man, it's like an anthology. So it does. There's
Right.
no
So
like
the ice cream man, as far as I understand it, he's like their crypt keeper.
yeah.
So he's your vehicle to get to the short stories.
I love
And I
Tales of the Crypt as a kid, like watching those. Though I thought they were awesome.
oh, I collect the EC soft covers that they've been putting out. So over here they're about 20 buck. They are. They're 20 bucks and they have 6 issues of Tales from the Crypt or what's the Vault one? There's but all, the crime ones, the weird fantasy, weird science, all of those books. And I mean, you want to talk about bang for your buck. There's a lot of reading in an old DC book.
Yeah, I know. Uh, Cougar Crump Crumby, thank you so much for joining us. What did she find for a dollar? I think it DC Presents issue number 46 or 47, like one
It's
of
the issue with
He
He-Man.
Man. Yeah,
Yeah, and it's a pricey book for whatever reason.
yeah. Pete has said that Ice Cream Man is one of my favorite books.
I hear it from so many people. It's
Uh,
just it's I get books every Wednesday, and I only have so much room in my budget, and I am constantly picking up like little new number ones and things, and it's one that I have always just said I'm same with something is killing the children. That like I have read that in trade and I love it, but it's just not something I'm going to go and I
no,
need to
no,
pick up
number
and have in
one.
my collection.
Yeah, number one is ridiculously expensive.
Right.
I think it's obviously because it would make a really good TV show.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
Like,
It so would.
to be honest, I'm absolutely shocked that they haven't even started that yet. I think it would do really well.
It has to be coming.
Yeah. 22 Comics, thank you so much for joining us as well.
Hey,
What
what
up?
is up, 22?
I saw the AOK to Brandon. That was awesome. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Uh, um, Up and
JSS says
Adam
some cool
Comic.
stuff.
AOKs was something I wasn't expecting. All just posted a video of 3 I just got. This community is filled with amazingly kind and generous people.
And he is one of them. He has sent me things twice. He
Oh,
drew this piece of art back here. If have you seen that?
no, let's have a look.
Okay. I'm gonna grab that.
Go and grab it. Um, He-Man movies coming out as well. Yeah, I've seen a lot of. There's been a lot of set leaks, isn't there?
So Adam has done these for a lot of people in the community. So he took the Dazzler #1 cover.
Oh wow, is that your face on Dazzler?
That
Spot
is my face on Dazzler.
That is pretty cool.
And in the disco bubbles, he put some of my
Elf,
favorite characters: Alf, the ferret,
the
Lois Lane,
ferret. Wait,
Lois Lane.
ferret is that like Malibu Comics or something like that? Or
Yes, it
yeah,
is. And
wow,
then Amethyst, Princess of Gymworld. Another run I have completed in big part thanks to the generosity of people in the community.
right.
People saw that I liked it and they sent it.
So there was you did a video not so long ago. I caught it and you were you pulled it out and it was like it's like I think it was like a Malibu comic. It was a not definitely a 90s book and it had a hole in the middle.
Oh, yes. Okay. I don't
And
have that one
I've
right
only ever
here.
seen that book twice. You showed it off and
Yeah.
I found it in a collection like last year. And I was like,
Such
what is this book? Like what is it?
such a ridiculous gimmick. So this is the ferret.
Wow.
This is the
Is
one
that
shot.
looks like the
Um
Kingpin?
It does. It's not.
It's
It's
not.
it's this book is hilariously awful. It was actually a lot of fun to read. Um, Not good, but like I enjoy a good bad movie. This is a good bad
A bad
comic.
movie.
Like,
Oh, okay,
yeah.
fair, fair.
If you're gonna read like if you want a quintessential 90s nonsense book, this is it. But this one, this issue of the Ferret #1 is a die cut in the shape of the
Yeah,
ferret's head and hair.
I think I actually saw that in that
And
collection as well.
if it wasn't for the hole in that protector's issue, I think this could be one of the stupidest, comic book gimmicks I had ever seen, and it still is. This is crazy. So,
Classic 90s, you can't
yeah.
you can't beat it. Um, uh, 22 Comics has said, "How does comic collecting keep Nate so young and
I
sexy?"
I am, 48 years old, so I
Wow,
am
mate,
not
you look
young.
great for 48.
Well, thank you. It's probably I don't know, it's probably what I don't know, teaching should age me too. I don't know.
You
Um,
gotta be dyeing that hair. Come on, you got just for
no,
him. No, you
no,
got no?
no,
Fair
no.
play.
Yeah, I
I'm
mean,
getting
it's going. You can't see it on this little, webcam, but it's getting salt and peppery. It's happening. I
It's got the
mean,
dash going.
I got a
Okay.
little patch back here I'm starting to lose. Age gets us all, man.
Right, let's get into the next section then.
Okay.
So, what do the comic community awards mean to you? So I know last year you were nominated
I
for
was
a category, and
best new channel, best
I think it was best unknown
no
channel under
unknown
100.
channel. Yeah, it's I knew new wasn't right.
And
Yeah,
so
best.
under 100 subscribers at the opening of the
Yeah.
nomination period, and it was sponsored by Legion of Comics. And there you are, whole year comics. I voted for you.
Well, thank you.
Um,
I voted for me too, to be perfectly
that's
honest.
fine. Unfortunately, you did not win that time.
I did not,
Are
but
you?
it was super cool.
Yeah, to be yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it was super cool. I didn't know anything about it. My friend Matt from Matt Likes Comics told me that he nominated me, and I didn't know what it was, and so um, I checked it out. Like I actually what the CBC awards were for me was it was another gateway to meet a lot of people in this community. There were so many channels that were nominated that year, and I checked a lot of them out and subbed a lot of them, um, and have met with or done a done a hangout with some of those guys that I was following on there. I did end up sponsoring one of the categories, just
Yeah.
because like Brian, super nice guy. He had put out a post that he was still looking for people, and another community member named Richard Westfall is somebody that I've been talking to since I started my channel, and he said he was gonna go ahead and step up and do one, so I did as well, just because I thought it was kind of cool.
Yeah. So you sponsored the best unboxing haul video or series last year,
Yeah,
which was
I had
won by
eh,
Gem Mint Collectibles. Congratulations.
yeah.
Uh,
Congrats to Jim.
Um,
Yeah,
are you
Brian had like
sponsored?
4 he had like 4, like, when I said, I'll get I think it was 20 or $30 or whatever it was,
Yeah.
he had
Is-
4, and I chose that one because it had Hall in the award
So
title.
is that 20 or 30 bucks pay for like the award and then like the
Yeah,
shipping, etc. and all that?
exactly, yeah, the little the little award statuettes or whatever it was that they had, and then getting those things shipped.
Oh, okay, cool. Do you know who won the first ever comic book community award?
I have no idea. I Until last year, I didn't know there was a comic book community. It was you?
Yeah, the first ever award.
Awesome.
Yeah, it was like 5 years ago, but it was,
What was it for?
um, people's choice.
Come on, man.
But
That's awesome.
to be
Congratulations.
fair,
I'm
we had
5
like
years late.
we had the whole of the UK voting for us, so it was kind of rigged. So
That's good. That's really cool. That is a nice little,
yeah, it's pretty cool.
thing to
Um,
have.
but are you sponsoring again this year or not? Or you?
I haven't seen anything about it. I haven't thought about it, to be honest.
Yeah,
I would certainly consider it. Yeah.
Brian says people's choice. Well, he, he knows, he knows. But in terms of, do you think it's a good way of bringing in people and celebrating the community, the comic community?
I do. Yeah. Like I said, I mean, I didn't win, but there were, a lot of people that I got connected with because of it. I think in my opinion, it does what it's supposed to. Celebrates the community and the people who are in it.
Yeah, I think it's a
And
great way of finding new channels and stuff as well. To
yeah, absolutely.
and I've had Brian on the channel and he's done an interview as well.
I watched that
Uh,
one.
it was a great conversation because it was like,
Yeah,
there's a lot of work that goes into this awards and
absolutely.
um, and it's a hard job. And I think I mean Brian, correct me if you're watching, but he's looking for a new co-host or something like that. Are you interested in doing it or
In doing the awards,
yeah,
uh,
co-hosting or
I'll I mean, I'll people ask me to come, I'll
no,
do
I'm
anything.
not. I'm
I'll do
not putting you on
anything.
the spot. I was just a general,
Oh,
I
I don't
know,
know. Yeah,
I know a
sure.
lot of people have are campaigning for Cliff to do it because Cliff would be good at doing it.
Cliff is good at everything. I
Yeah,
love Cliff. Cliff, he just needs to bring the energy up a little, you know?
And
Just Cliff is so low key.
I, th-
I
I think if he brought the energy out, there'd be power outages around the place.
the Tri-County area.
Just all just come to Cliff. Wouldn't be able to stream the thing.
Oh, that's funny.
But no, yeah. So I know that he's looking for a new co-host for this year. I really do think they help strengthen the community. Um, and as
I
a
do too.
and as a recipient of the first ever, he's okay. So Brian is after two new hosts. So my apologies, Brian. I presumed it was you were looking for a new co-host, but he's looking for two hosts.
Oh,
So you
wow.
could do it with Cliff. You know.
I
Um,
I like that Brian says he's gonna shake me down at Heroes Con for my sponsorship.
Oh,
It'll probably
brilliant.
happen. It'll
It'll
probably
probably happen,
happen.
yeah. He'll demand the money there and then. But Brian, I want recruitment consultancy is like a big thing in in the industries, and
Okay.
I want to get more recruitment fee for recruiting you here for the. But to be fair, it's not all about like YouTube channels or content creators. It's about members of the community as well, like artists and moderators.
Yeah.
I just want to give a shout out to the moderators in that are specifically for my channel. So we've got JSS Brooklyn. He's always on it. Mike Cecilia as well, and I don't bother voting for my wife, but those two guys you can crack on and vote for. But they're very
Uh,
good guys, and I very much trust them.
yeah, I'm pushing for JSS to get that Wrench Award this year.
Yeah,
He's in every live stream I watch, whether he's got a wrench or not. He is
okay.
in the community, man,
There's
and
the
just
you've
has
got to
been.
admire it, his tenacity as well, because he's very,
Mhm.
very, very good at what he does. So thank you, JSS Brooklyn. Um, any questions to ask? JSS has he's even put the CBC Awards website, their nominations open Saturday the 7th. The only thing that I will critique about the awards is I kind of find
Jim
it
is not
difficult.
happy with you right now.
You can vote for Gemma. The award will go to me anyway. It won't go to her. Go to
Uh,
me. I'm only joking, babe. No, the only thing I'll critique about this year's awards is I don't really know what category I fall under.
yeah.
Because I'm in that strange sub count thing where I think once you get over 2,000, you're kind of put in an open category with people like 60K. So it's pretty difficult.
Yeah.
It's one of them things.
Yeah,
So kind of
I
wish I did.
do like I do like the attempt this year to like narrow give people a chance to not have to compete against people with, quadruple their sub count or whatever. But um, I'm sure after this year they'll reflect and maybe make some other changes next year because it seems like they really did after last year try to make some changes that came from suggestions they got from the community.
Yeah, well, I think with stuff that it's ever evolving, isn't it? And there's always conversations to have afterwards. Like a debrief of sorts.
Hmm.
So no, thanks Brian for sorting that out, and good luck to the new hosts of this year's awards. But no, I appreciate you. Uh, I genuinely think whatever category you fall into, I'll vote for you, buddy. So thank you for doing the good work you do on your show. Right. So, what other YouTube channels do you watch?
I mean, I watch a lot of the guys that I hang out with. Hagen has not made a video in a while. He's mostly focusing on the streams, but 22 here in the chat.
Is
Um,
Hagen lettuce? Is he?
Lettuce
Yeah.
Comics,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
My friend Eric from SideQuest Comics, dope. I watch Alan the Comic Collector Geek. He has a lot of shows. He does Friday challenges, and I'm usually on his Friday stream.
Yeah.
Um,
Nice guy.
yeah, Up and Adam, the guy that drew that picture. He's got a newer channel. There's just a God, I should have wrote that down because now I'm gonna not say somebody and that I'm gonna feel like a jerk.
It's like
I
an acceptance speech. You got to remember
yeah,
everybody. That one person you
oh,
forget.
he's in here. Terry, Dead Man Comic Cover Show. Martin, the Aussie comic book collector. So, I think I said this already, but when I'm getting my classroom ready in the morning, that's my time that I can like throw YouTube on and listen and watch while I'm getting things together. What stinks about that is I don't get the interaction piece like I usually can't leave a comment because it just plays through the queue that I've got set up. Because I'm treating it more like a podcast, but it's also like there's so many channels I'm sub to at this point. It's the only way I'm going to get through it all. Like it's
Yeah,
the only way I'm going to see it. I would say that's kind of a little negative about having a YouTube channel about comic books is that you don't get to watch as much YouTube as you used to.
of
Like that
course.
that
Yeah,
that has been yeah, it's been really hard to watch everything that I used to because I'm usually, living my life or trying to make something for my own channel. So that's
yeah,
kinda, I would say if I had to say there's one downside, that's it. There are a lot of things I used to watch more regularly where I'm maybe watching 1 out of 3 of their videos instead of watching all of them now, like I used to.
yeah, and you got to think as well because when you're live streaming, like you said, there's five. You can go on to your subscriptions, and there's 5 people live at the
Right,
same
yeah,
time. And if you're live as well, it's going to be very difficult, and you have to catch on the rewind for the shows that you're really interested in.
sure.
But yeah, there's a lot of great channels out there, especially for comic book content. Yeah, Mike at Lunch Money Comics, you mentioned earlier,
Oh,
you did
oh,
it.
yeah.
I caught you did a live stream with him. That was a great stream as well. I only caught
Thank you.
probably like the last
Think,
20, twenty
uh
minutes maybe.
yeah, that was, the Sunday show
The
that he was
Sunday
on?
show, yeah. I like
Yeah,
that. That's a great slot that you've come across there as well. It's good for me as well because of the time, because it's quite
awesome.
early. So,
Yeah.
um, no,
So
it's a great.
so is that a time that you're awake and you're gonna come be a guest on the Sunday show someday?
I would, Matt, I would love to do it. Yeah, yeah. I
Awesome.
think it's at like what time is it for you? 10 or 9?
For me, it's 9:30 in the morning.
9:30. So that for me is about 3:30. So it's fine. And it's on a Sunday, so it's not a
Okay.
commitment. So
Well, we'll talk. Well,
yeah,
I wanna get you on the schedule. It'd be a lot of fun,
yeah, be good, be
to
good.
have you on.
We've got a great question here from Metal Elf Chad. Any advice for a new channel starting off?
Yeah. Um, Talk about what you like. Um, I you have I would hope that someone is gonna start a channel, and I'm not even talking comic books, I'm talking whatever. It could be a video game channel. I just hope that whatever it is that you are wanting to present is something that you're excited about because when the person who's like I watch a ton of YouTube, not just comic book YouTube. I watch a ton of channels,
Yeah,
and the ones I gravitate towards are where people are interested and excited about sharing what they know or what they love about what it is that they're showing me. When
yeah,
it's I cannot stand the like let's chase let's chase the trend. The thumbnail is like I can just tell that they're using like these
AI.
whatever these different guides and things to just I don't care about clicks. I love that people want to watch and I love the interaction. But like I said, I think I would do this anyway, even if no one was watching. And
Yeah,
and and that's my advice would be whatever it is you're going to do, just make sure that you're sharing a passion because that's what people are going to connect with,
yeah,
and that's what you're going to have the best time doing. And don't worry about any of the rest of it. Like just do your thing. Like I was just talking about this with some friends. One of my friends is currently recording an album,
oh, cool.
of music just for himself. He's going to put it out, but he knows he's not going to make any money. That's what he's into. I've got another friend that is self-publishing his second novel. And he's creating some artwork and I think he's developing a language for it because it's a fantasy novel. But like that's what those guys are passionate about, and I can't wait till they're done so that I can check those things out. And that's what I look for in anything in in a channel for sure. Like I've got to believe that the person is digging what what they're telling me.
Yeah, so for me, I always thought when I first started doing this, I always thought that the star of the show was the thing you were showing off. But it doesn't matter what the thing you're showing off is. It's the passion and
Right.
your character that people are tuning in for. So as long as you're just yourself and being like not trying to exaggerate yourself or whatever, I think that's what people enjoy the most and they'll come back for.
Yeah.
Because if they come, some people will just come for that one book or whatever it is you're showing off.
Right. Yeah. They
But
will.
for people to come back, it's for you.
But
It's not for the
yeah, it, how many people have shown, Spider-Man 300,
oh, of course,
but you will watch people that you like to watch, you'll watch them show that same book because it's not about that. They're,
yeah,
I think you're right. It's the thing is not what's important. It's the person. The person is the vehicle to make me interested in the thing.
yeah.
And my friend Eric said, be yourself, not a character. That's his number one. I think authenticity is very important. Like be unapologetically yourself.
um, JSS Brooklyn has very kindly put the link for the Sunday morning hangover show there this Sunday at
Thank
9:30.
you.
That is and MJ Comix. Um, please go and check out their channels. They are absolutely fantastic. What are your goals, Nate, for your channel? What you let's say the next year, 5 years? What are you wanting from your
I
YouTube
mean,
channel?
I just want to keep doing what I'm doing. There are so many, especially these Silver Age books. Like I have an entire section in a short box, and it's the ones that I want to do video essays on. Do kind of like a reviews slash let's read. But I think a lot of people don't read those books, so
Yeah.
it's kind of a new experience for them when they if I get the chance to tell them the story. Maybe they'll be interested enough to go read it, but really, like, I just giggle when I read these things, so if I can make somebody laugh because I'm showing them something that I think is funny, um, that job done. So I wanna continue to do those kind of things. I wanna continue to do, the Sunday show and the Tuesday show that I do, because I just like this, like, to be able to talk about comics in general. Like, I really don't think about I really don't think about the YouTube part of it so much.
Yeah.
I'm not I want to do a good job of making a thumbnail. I want to do a good job of coming up with a title for the video and where to put hashtags or whatever. But I don't fixate on it, man. Like I've gotten, like, if I go back and look at my old thumbnails versus now, like, they're definitely better, you know.
Yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
I'm still not like I'm just never gonna be the big clickbaity kind of. I don't know. I don't know. I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing. And my goal is, like, I want to keep doing this as long as it's fun. And I would love to continue to, like, I do enjoy the fact that my subscriber count continues to grow. Like it's been like just steadily since the beginning. So I'd love, yeah, of course, I'd love to see the channel get bigger. I'd love to hit the 1,000 and get that big sweet ad money. um, I can't wait to spend dozens of dollars that on
Wait,
some more ferret comics.
yeah, no,
Uh,
I have no doubt that you'll get to the 1,000 subscriber mark in no time at all, Nate. Got a great question here from Terry from Deadman Comics. Um, the second coming cover behind you. Have you read all 3 volumes? What did you think of the last volume?
I have not. I've only read volume one, which I do have. Yeah, issue one back there. I got to interview the author, Mark Russell,
Oh,
on
cool.
my channel, that is about one of the coolest things that's ever happened. Like, he has a new book out called Vanishing Point, and he posted on Instagram about it. And I replied because I had loved it, and I said, "Hey, I really like this. If you want to come on a moderately successful YouTube channel and talk about it, let me know." And he said yes. And I'm like,
Oh, wow.
"Holy crap! Now I gotta, like, do that." And that was like he is one of my favorite authors. Like he's one of those writers that when they have a new book, I will check it out. And he got Flintstones, Snagglepuss, Wonder Twins. There were just all of these like very odd books in the early 2000s that he was given, and he did amazing things with them.
Oh, cool.
He told me that he thinks the best thing he ever wrote was this, and I just got it. It's called Traveling to Mars. And so I read, I mean, I don't know how much of this I would say I read, but I couldn't stop reading it, even though I really needed to get to bed. It's flippin' amazing.
Oh, cool.
He has a way with his characters where they have this like sadness about them, but they're always like they always keep going. Like they just there's a lot of humor in his writing, and there's like this kind of like laughing at the futility of life, but not letting it beat you. And
Yeah.
I love the philosophy in his writing. So, Second Coming, I thought was really good. It's Jesus gets sent to live with Superman, basically, is the storyline, because God thinks Jesus is kind of a wimp because he got crucified by the humans. He's like, "You're going to go learn how to be a man," and it was really funny. It was not like disrespectful towards
Yeah, of
religion at
course. Yeah,
all. It's
blasphemy.
just like it's done in such a neat way.
Yeah, that's cool. So you would you like to interview more creators?
I would love to enter. I mean, that was like really fun. Yeah, of
Yeah.
course I would. Because well, so the what happened first, I guess what made me even like make that suggestion was there's a guy named Justin Birch who's a letterer, and he's kind of he's in the community as well. I see him in the chats, and he was on Instagram one day, and I just said, "Hey, do you want to come hang out on a Tuesday with us?" And we talked about what it takes to be a letterer, and he kind of because that's a thing that if you're not a letterer, you don't really know what they do, and it
Yeah.
was really cool. So I like that aspect of the hobby as well, the production of the book, like how the things go together. Anybody,
Yeah.
whatever their job might be, it doesn't have to be a writer or an artist. Like I said, a letterer, cool. What about inkers and colorists? They all they're all craftsmen and in
Yeah.
their way. So yeah, I would absolutely love to do that again, and I might do some some connection making while I'm down at Heroes Con.
Yeah, that'd be a
Go
great
talk
way
to
of
some of
getting
these
into it. Yeah.
guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would love to interview like creators, but I feel like I'm out of my comfort zone with it because it's just like I don't know, I feel a bit intimidated. But
It
I
was
would love to try and get into it.
I will tell you right now, it was the most like nerve-wracked I've been in front of the camera ever. Like
Yeah.
because I felt like I was responsible for coming up with good questions and
Well, I was gonna
and
say,
I
did
mean
you have to do research?
I didn't have to do too much, honestly, because I've read most of what like he is legitimately one of my favorite authors. So
Oh,
I've
that's cool.
read
That's
so
cool.
much of what I did do was like I only had a week. Like I on a Wednesday, I invited him to come on my channel the next Wednesday. So I have trades of a lot of his stuff, and I started rereading a lot of it, just to get some points to talk out specifics. But yeah, I wrote out 3 pages of questions. And I mean, I just because I had to get, when you're prepping for something like that, just get every idea out on the table.
Yeah.
Um, and I think it went fine. But yeah, I
Cool.
was extremely like I was nervous about it leading up to it. And I was nervous while I was doing it, but it was a good nervous. It was a lot of fun. It was a really cool experience.
It sounds fantastic, and I genuinely wish you all the best with the future of your channel, mate. I I I, I kind of want to try something new now, if you don't
Okay.
mind. You got a short box?
I got a lot of short boxes.
Well, I think I've got one in here, like
Okay.
of raw comics. If you want to grab a short box, and then what we'll
Okay.
do is we'll just randomly, like, you go along with your hand, and we'll randomly pull a comic, and
Okay.
we'll
Is it okay? This is a box of books that I use. Like, do you want me to grab a random short box?
yeah, yeah, because
Okay,
I don't want you knowing anything about what you're pulling out.
perfect.
Is that right?
All right.
So, guys, what we'll do is we'll both pull out a book together, and Nate will be number 1, and I will be number 2, and you just vote for which book you think's the better one. Just wanted to try and do something a bit comic booky. Did you get that, Nate?
I heard you. I heard you.
Oh, brilliant.
That's not very full. All right, I'm not looking.
Right.
Ready?
So just go along with your thing, and then
okay.
I'll let you say stop for me, and then I'll say stop for you.
And stop.
And I'll just okay.
It's an invincible.
That's pretty cool. Right.
That's pretty cool.
So you go.
All right. This one's not quite as full.
Okay. Stop.
All right.
Short box.
Oh, yeah. How about a Dick Spring detective cover? So
remember in the chat, number 1 for Nate, and then number 2 for me. Which one do you think's called? That is, to be fair, that is a great cover, buddy.
Short box roulette.
Let's see if anyone's actually. Come on, we got what we got. Sudden Death Comic Style. Which one do you guys prefer? Number 2 for MJ and 1 for Julia. Come on, it's got to be somebody. Somebody's got to put a number. Come on.
It's just like the slightest delay, maybe. Come on.
Oh, 2. Got 1, 2. Oh, my own wife has voted for you. This is just 1.
I'm winning.
Sorry, we got 2 2s and 3 1, 4 1s. We got 4 1s. I think you won that round.
Unfortunately, all of my warlords are actually filed, so they're not in a random short box.
That's pretty cool. All right, let's try again.
Okay, I like.
Was that who is that comic artist? Is that
his name is Dick Sprang.
Dick Sprang.
He is a Silver Age artist, and yeah, he does a very interesting Batman. There, he did 3 of these covers. He didn't do the interior art, but the covers are amazing.
I might have to go into my slabs to beat you on this. All right, we'll do it again then. You ready?
All right, I'm ready. Go for it. Let's see, we're gonna go for the middle.
In fact, you go first this time.
Oh, okay, because I'm the winner.
Yeah.
So, all right, so
go. This is a Silver Age box, isn't it?
It's a lowest. It's not a Silver Age box. That Dick Sprang is from the 90s. This I promise. This is random. This is random as all get out.
Okay, cool.
He's a Silver Age artist, but he came back to do those covers. So this one, oh my god, this is so good. Lois Lane 103, where she marries Satan.
Oh wow.
All right, let's go for it.
You ready?
Yeah. Right there.
Right. We have Man Thing issue number 1.
That's a good book.
The Pence variant.
That's awesome.
So number 1 for Nate, number 2 for MJ. I think we know who's going to win this one.
I mean, mine's stupid, but yours is cool.
Yeah, it's all right.
That's cool.
I picked this up at the last week as well. It's like a little.
Oh, I saw that back there.
Yeah, so I thought it was pretty cool. But I think that's the Swamp Thing 1973 or 76 cover, like a UK thing.
Terry is saying that Spring was a Golden Age artist.
Oh, okay, cool. So what we got? So look at this one. So we've got 2, 2,
2s.
2. I'm seeing a lot.
That's all you.
Oh wow! So it's one
that's
a
all
piece.
You.
So I'll go for this. Will be for the decider. This is like a fun little. Right. You let me know when, buddy.
Okay. Go.
Ready? You ready for this?
Yeah, that's what I want to see.
Turtles.
Turtle 6. Is that 16?
14.
14.
Wow.
All right. Okay.
You cut. You didn't want. To be fair, you didn't want to pick any of the ones that haven't been stuck to the back because they're all turtles. I've just recently bagged them.
That's well, I wanted to see what it was, so I love it. I have that one. That's a good one.
Stop.
Stop here.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you're gonna win. Hold on. Should I go in front or behind?
You whatever you think's got a better shot.
You know
than
what?
this.
You know what? I'm gonna go behind because actually, you know what? You can tell me about this. Sam Slade Robo Hunter.
What? It's Sam Slade?
Is that a 2000 AD book?
I don't
2000
know.
AD comic?
So here's the thing. Just my brother was really into 2000 AD. I wasn't.
Okay.
Never could get into Judge Dredd. I enjoyed the movie, but I never really got into the
I like Judge Dredd. I pick up
that is a pretty cool cover though.
from Quality Comics. I pick it up whenever I can. No, I'm voting. I mean, I'm voting Turtles. Turtles, Mirage Turtles. Come on, man.
I need to do a video. I actually picked up I'm trying to do the Mirage run, and I actually
I
picked up
am too.
the Turtles collection a few months back, and I really need to film it.
Let
So
me.
number 1 for Nate, number 2 for MJ. But that is a pretty cool Sam Slade Robo Hunt. I've never seen that comic before. Issue number 7.
Issue number 7.
Nice.
I found this in a dollar bin, and anything from Quality I'll check out because I feel like they reprint they reprint the Dread stuff, and so this I felt like must be another story in there. Yeah, you're winning, and you should. Let me. Oh, okay, okay. Hold on.
Oh, okay. All right. And what we'll do is we'll say that was a tie, and this will be the bonus round where we get to pick a book.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, I'm gonna pick, huh? I know what I should pick. I'm gonna pick what I like.
I genuinely don't know what to pick out of this.
Right.
Oh, there's actually some really cool comics in here.
Yeah, I've got some wild stuff in this box, actually.
What I've just found.
Very cool.
That's all right, isn't it?
That is awesome.
I didn't even realize it was foil. More turtles. Turtles. I won't choose turtles again because I kind of feel like.
Can if you want.
It's just a. Oh, I don't know what to go with. I've got 2 ones that I think that potentially might win. What's the name? Spider-Man.
Pull out your big gun.
What? I thought there's more turtles at the back here. Right, I'll go with one of these. Right. Seeing as you can go first, or you?
All right. I am going with. Hello, I'm Johnny Cash from Spire Christian Comics.
That's Spider Christian Comics. Wow.
Yes. So, I'm on the wrong side. This emblem here, Spire Christian. They put out a lot of books. They actually had the rights to Archie for a little bit. This is a autobiography of Johnny Cash. I also have one that they put out about Tom Landry, a football coach, American football, Dallas Cowboys. So I get it's 39 cents. It's such a weird price point. Like I get these whenever I can.
Oh,
so this is the one I'm putting up there against. What do you got?
Oh,
I'm already getting votes.
You are. You're going to.
They don't care. Fuzzy doesn't care what you bring up. Can't beat Johnny Cash.
Because I'm a 90s kid. I'm going for. Oh, I'm so nervous about this now. How am I that big? I'm going for, and we've been talking Malibu comics all night. Much. We're going for Street Fighter issue number 1.
Very cool.
That's pretty cool cover, isn't it?
It's pretty dang cool. Did you know that the Ferret guest stars in issue 3 of Street Fighter from Malibu? It's a crossover. I did not know that,
but it's a cool looking cover. I saw this in a collection last year, and then I picked it up when at a Comic Mart. But I'm really happy I've got this. But I don't think that's going to beat that Johnny Cash one because that's got so much history compared to this. I was actually going to go Street Fighter the movie as well. And I thought, what's good?
Oh, that's a good one too.
But yeah, put your 1 for Hall Comics and then 2 for MJ for this is the decider. But
I was
I was going to go for that, but I was done.
Oh, that would have been okay. This is the one this is my only surviving from that collection that I had as a younger man of Amazing Spider-Man. It's the only one I still have, 59.
First MJ cover.
First MJ cover.
Wow, beautiful.
So that's the one I almost went with. I was like, oh, this could probably win, but
Yeah.
I went with what I love, which is ridiculousness. I wanted to,
Well
I
done.
just
Well done. You got
I
there wasn't a single 2, so you've won.
I want to show you one. Oh, there's one. There's a
There's just
2.
that was a sympathy one, I think.
Yeah. It's good to have friends, though. I wanna show you this, and this will kinda I know we're wrapping up here, and this kinda
Yeah.
will bring everything back together, because we talked about community. This book was sent to me, like, for free. I paid nothing, and, the person that sent it to me was Dope from Dope Comics, and it is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Issue number
Yeah,
4?
number
Wow,
4, first frickin' print.
mate.
So,
Whoa.
I
That
I
you
am
should have pulled that out. That's the ace in your hole, that one.
that one is not in a random short box, okay?
Ah,
This one is in the, grab these books in the front of the box, if you if the house is on fire.
I don't know if
Um,
you, feel the same, but I really prefer the second print. I really want
uh, well,
full cut.
how about I grab that real quick?
Oh, man.
'Cause I'll tell you a funny story. So I was I sold in the 90s. I sold my run of Turtles. I had one. I think I had a third. I'm pretty sure I had a third printing of number one. But I had first printings of 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and several others. And I sold them all in the 90s for good 90s prices.
Yeah.
But that is not what they're worth now, right? Like, I mean, I can't afford to replace those. But when I sold those, the guy I sold them to said, "Oh, I don't want that one.
Oh, you
That's a
joke.
second." He said, "That's a second print. I don't want that one."
It's beautiful. It's that cover, isn't it? From the
Yes,
game?
it is. It is from the game. It's so cool.
Amazing. That is, I would really want that book.
And the only reason I have this is because, like I said, the guy decided he didn't want it.
Let me show you something while we're on Turtles. There we go. It's the
Oh
third
my
print,
gosh.
but
That's so good, man.
and it's one of my favorite books in the collection now.
Heck yeah.
But
That
yeah,
is outstanding.
white pages as well. Unbelievable.
Very cool.
But yeah, no, thank you. As Mike has said, thank you for playing Short Box Roulette. It's currently I'm getting the we're getting the trademark for it. Is it?
Do it.
No, joking. But no, I appreciate everybody watching. Nate, you've been an absolute fantastic guest. I thoroughly
Oh,
enjoyed this conversation.
I've had a blast, man.
Been good, isn't it? But massive thanks to you for joining us today. If you haven't already, please go and check out Nate's channel, Hull
On over.
Comics. It's got awesome hauls. It's got honest takes. It's got genuine voices in the comic community, and it's got awesome dad intro jokes. So you've got to go and check it out. If you've enjoyed this interview, please hit the like button. And if you haven't already, subscribe for more comic content and let us know in the thoughts of what you thought of today's episode. But we'll be wrapping up now. I just want to thank everybody in the chat. Thank you so much to JSS Brooklyn, to Mike Cecilia, to Gemma for my mods.
Thanks
You've
to
been
those
fantastic.
mods.
You've been fantastic as always. And everybody in the chat, you've been great. Thank you so much. We're bang on 2 hours. Nate, thank you so much.
Didn't feel like it.
No, it didn't. It literally it flew by. Thank you so much. But we will definitely check out Maxwell's work, Indoor Sugar. Really appreciate it.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Um, but no, thanks guys for watching. We will see you guys next time. We're going to hang out backstage. See you then.